Welcome to our second in our series on the life of David. In the previous message, we saw how Saul became disqualified and how David became qualified to become king. And now we read about David as he encounters Goliath in 1 Samuel 17. 1 Samuel 17, we find that Israel is being held captive by a Philistine named Goliath. And he is threatening them, and nobody is wanting to confront him. And so David, a young shepherd boy, is sent to the battle lines to take food to his brothers. He arrives on the battle lines and he hears there's a commotion. He hears that there's a booming voice down in the valley that is challenging the armies of the living God. And he said, what is going on here? And so the people say, well, there is this big man, his name is Goliath, and somebody's got to go and fight him. But we're all too afraid. So David says, hold on a second, I will be the one to go and do this because Goliath is being disrespectful toward our God. And so David is incensed and he says, I will go and face this person. David says in verse 32, he says, let no man's heart fail on account of him. Your servant will go and fight the Philistine. Now I think in the story, David shows some immense qualities. Quality number one is an absolute trust in God. And I think that we can learn so much from that. He trusted that God would take care of the situation, and he knew in advance that God would. And then when David goes and faces Goliath, as you carry on reading down the story, he goes and faces Goliath. And Goliath says to him, am I a dog that you come to me with sticks and stones? Am I a dog that you come to me like this? And then David says, today, this very day, God is going to hand you over to me, and I will slay you because you have disrespected God. And we know how the story ends. David goes out, he casts a stone, hits Goliath. As Goliath hits the ground, he goes and takes Goliath's sword, chops off his head, and the victory is Israel. And then all the Philistines are fleeing, and David and the Israelites are enlightened, and they are empowered, and they go and pursue them. But the victory is Israel's because David showed faith. This week, as you walk in your walk, as you face your Goliaths, let your faith in God be strong. Let your reliance on God be number one. Always know that God is always going to take care of you.